Warning: the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
So Shanks pretty much just said like, hey, you have two fucking options. Either you run that poneglyph or I run your fucking fade. The choice is yours. Choose wisely.
This nigga gonna die.
What up there, y'all? I know it's been a minute since I basically did a review for One Piece, and there's a real good explanation for this. Is because of two reasons. One, because the main reason is that Shueisha pretty much copy-striked my last video, the last review that I did, which is fucking bogus, but at the same time, silver lining, I'm being noticed, so I'm pretty much getting a rise. But Shueisha pretty much striked my shit, so I gotta wait until this copy strike is gone. And I've been uploading other stuff like the Forspoken gameplay, and right now I'm uploading the Grand Blue X One Piece reaction. I pretty much going about this another route, so I'm not going to show any of the scanlations of the chapter or anything like that. I'm just going to show just gameplay footage and all the other stuff and various other videos, but I'm still going to be talking verbally about the chapter. And also too as well, the other chapters was kind of like mid as shit. It was just pretty much explanation chapters. Not that much has been really going on. I mean, to me that is. And also I've been doing, just like you said, fire chapters. If there are fire chapters. If they're not fire chapters, I'm not going to do a review on it. The only reason why I'm doing a review on this is because of obvious reasons. Shanks. That is religion in One Piece. If Shanks is involved in the chapter, you have to do a review if you are One Piece chapter reviewers or anything like that. So without further ado, let's just get into the chapter. The chapter's pretty much straightforward yet again. The only fire thing at the end of the chapter is the Shanks. So let's get to the stuff in the beginning, the little action that happened. We pretty much pick up where the last chapter left off, which is 1075. Luffy and Zoro, Kaku, and Lucci are pretty much gotta team up to basically save themselves along with the Vegapunk. So it starts off with Zoro pretty much saying, like, if we take their handcuffs off, man, we're going to fight together. But at the same time, I do not put it past these niggas pretty much just saying, hey, we're going to flank you at the last minute. And pretty much Luffy's like, okay, screw it. Let's just put a cons and pros thing up here. Luffy's pretty much like, hey, if I take this off you, what's going to happen? And Kaku's pretty much, which is the sense of all things right now when it comes to Kaku and Rob Lucci, is pretty much saying like, hey, if you take these handcuffs off us, once we get done, we gonna be back in the handcuffs again. I will allow you to put the handcuffs back on us. And Luffy like, okay, cool, fine by me. And Zoro like, dude, you gonna believe him that fucking easy? Like, this is a callback to the Law and Luffy alliance when it first was basically given out. Pretty cool. So Seraphim Mihawk pretty much comes towards them, and he does a cutting attack with his leg. Zoro, Luffy pretty much dodge with Rob Lucci and Kaku's body. And Zoro knows that basically, hey, this is the same move that Dash Bones got. What in the actual fuck? And pretty much, Pretty much, Vegapunk number one was like, hey, CP0, can I ask what was y'all even doing here in the beginning? And pretty much, Rob Lucci was like, hey, we was only here to kill all 7 of you. And Kaku like, dude, are you really finna tell him that right in front of him? And to give off the whole thing is like, hey, Kaku, seriously, bro, like, at this goddamn point, your options are pretty much gone. Like, Rob Lucci is pretty much just acknowledging the situation right now, just as much as you have been acknowledging the situation. Now Rob Lucci is acknowledging the situation. But anyway, it go, Rob Lucci like, hey, bro, we here to kill you motherfuckers. Okay. This is the Vegapunk pretty much saying like, okay, so I'm pretty much sure like that y'all not gonna forgive Stussy for what she did. And Rob Lucci like, man, hell no, that bitch gonna die once we get out these handcuffs. Soon as I get a chance for the kill this hoe. And Kaku like, dude, are you even trying to save yourself? So pretty much, a scream pretty much came from like the other side of where Luffy and them is at. That's pretty much was Nami. pretty much Zoro's like, hey, that was Nami's scream. Like, Joe, we got to do something about this. And then Luffy was like, hey, helmet guy, give me the keys to the handcuffs. And Vegapunk was like, all right, here you go. So Luffy was like, hey. Oh, and Luffy was so petty, but yet so good with this shit. And I quote, he said, hey, so after we stop these 4 enemies, since you can't beat me in a fight, Rob Lucci, are you going to go after my friends if I take you out of these handcuffs? Zoro was like, hey, do not provoke these dudes. Like, what are you doing? And Rob Lucci got, I think this is the most pissed Lucci has gotten since we seen him last. Lucci was like, Joe, like, as you wish, but like, dude, I'm not sugarcoating anything like this, Joe. Like, when we got these handcuffs, we beat these 2 niggas down, I'm coming after you next, Lucci. Luffy, I'm getting my get back with your ass. But pretty much, Zoro like, nigga, don't let him join us. And before they even got a chance to even do anything, Seraphim Kuma pretty much said like, hey, yo, check this out. Ursa was shocked, and he sent the shockwave towards him, and pretty much blew up the other what's basically remaining left of what's going on with the top half of the tower. And the handcuffs was off, and pretty much they get out the handcuffs, and pretty much Luffy goes in gear 4th, and Lucci goes into his Seraphim form, and they pretty much do the Kong Gong and the 6-gun pistol on Seraphim Kuma. While on the other half, Kaku gets out, and him and Zoro does Purgatory on the Giri, and Kaku does a Tempest Kick. And they both get knocked back. So we leave that little panel, which is a double spread, very nice, and we go to these little capsules, cages, whatever the hell they are, and we see the other CP0 agencies, aka CP5, 7, and 8. They're in there, and they've been in there for like 2 months. They got any food, they dying, willing away. And one of the CP agents pretty much said, like, 2 months ago, we came to this island on an investigation, but we got our ass attacked and handed to us, and we was thrown in here. It's been like 2 months. We sorry that we accused you of basically like whatever the hell they was accusing him for, because, you know, Oda is vague as fuck. And we see Vegapunk pretty much back to his normal self, got his ass handed to him, and he said he had no idea what the fuck was going on the island, and he's sorry that anything happened, but, you know, now he's like, really like, I studied the poneglyphs, but he like, there's no way that the intel could have leaked to the world government. So pretty much, to sum that up in like a little thing right about now, is that Vegapunk, just like the people in Ohara, they found out something that they weren't supposed to. He found out something he wasn't supposed to find out, and now assassination has been put out on him by CP0. That's why, and also the other CP0 agents was there too as well. So there's a coup within a coup, a double cross, a triple cross, or whatever have you. So we go to the outside of the Vegapunk Island or Egghead Island, and pretty much say like, hey, there's a whole bunch of other Navy ships out here, which is basically consisting of CP0, other Marine soldiers, Kizaru, Saturn, and all the other stuff. They outside the island, and that's it. That's it for Egghead Island. That's pretty much. This chapter is pretty fucking short. So we get to the good part. The good part of this chapter. We are on a random tavern on a random island for now, until we get to it. We hear a person basically saying like, hey, take me with you, please. And we see a shady figure. Oh my god, I'm getting goosebumps. We getting the shady figure, and he pretty much said that, hey, you a hot-headed brat. There's no way in hell you finna come with us. And the brat just like, oh, I want to go and all this stuff. And then the tavern lady was like, give it up already. You hurt Captain's feelings. And the little tavern boy, or the Viking boy, oh my god, we getting to it. He pretty much said, I want to be a boss some damn day. And we clear the shady figure, and it's fucking Shanks. It's fucking Shanks, the God King himself. It's pretty much saying like, hey, well, he never said anything. He just still sipping. Rockstar comes in there and say, yo, boss, man, that bastard just attacked us. And it says the youngsters are causing a fuss now. What should we do? It's looking like it's going to turn into a fight. Shanks get through sipping, and he says, was it good or bad timing? I wonder. We were just about to depart, too. Shanks get up, and he says, look like we talked a little bit too long. And fucking, he said, I thought they were both dead, so I couldn't help it, but I saw both of my old friends here. Now, still a freeze frame. It could be Dorian Broggy. It could be somebody else on this damn island. Don't really care. Oda loves to keep us invading like that. Doesn't matter. This is a fire chapter because Shanks was in here. And it says, the enemy is surely angry with us. And that's what Ben Beckman was saying. And Lucky Rule's like, I bet you don't say. You know who he has a hold a grudge against the most. And Shanks like, let's set sail. And Yasa was like, we really doing this, boss? And Shanks, the little kid was like, Shanks will will this lead to a war? The boy's like, the Viking boy is like very giddy. And the tavern lady, she pretty much structured like, don't worry, I won't let this island, well, Shanks like, don't worry, I won't let this island turn into a battlefield. The bartender girl was like, man, this nigga is fat as hell. I love him and his drip and his swag. I love him. And Shanks was like, we wouldn't want to cause significant damage here. And he said, Dory, Broggy, can you lend me a hand? I'm like, what? And then it shows Dory, Broggy, and I forgot the other two dudes' names. They was in the CP9 arc. Because they admired Dory and Broggy. And they wanted to get back to Elbaf. Oh my god. And then it shows out this big dumbass panel. And it says, Dory and Broggy was like, I don't mind at all, brother. And the little boy was like, you gonna fight red hair? And then I don't know who was saying this. I think it probably was Shanks. I don't know. But it says, hey, before that, get a confirmation on one thing. And Rockstar was like, huh? From Captain Kidd? What is it? And Shanks pretty much was walking. And it pans out and it says, this is the country of the proud warriors, Elbaf. Shanks is on fucking Elbaf and Kid just pulled up like a fucking dumbass. Oh my god. And Shanks was like, pretty much like, hey, tell this nigga this. He has two options. Do you really want to fight me now? Or will you leave your poneglyph and get the fuck out of here? And pretend like none of this happened. Choose wisely. And go out to the outskirts of Elbaf, and we see that Kid is going against these other ships that are under Shanks' banner, and it's pretty much saying that they're pretty much saying like there are several shadows emerging from the coast, and some idiots slowly approaching us. And we get on Kid's ship. And Kid was like, it seemed that they're under the banner of the Red Hair Pirates. And they also some big name pirates as well. So Killer pretty much said, like, back then, we couldn't even get a glimpse of Red Hair Shanks. We couldn't even see this nigga. And we were beaten to a pulp by his underlings, his other crewmates. Kid, last time you lost a fucking arm. This time you might not be as lucky. So we go back to Shanks just walking up to the coastline and everyone just falling in love with him. Basically, everyone is being One Piece fans right about now. And the other captains are hugging him like, man, it's the big boss and all that other stuff. And, you know, other people like, don't come near the bosses. And, you know, they like, man, we always wanted to meet you, you know, boss, you know, Beckman and Shanks. So I think these other pirates are in the same league as, or probably with Kid as well. They align with the red hair pirates, but they haven't seen Shanks' face or anything like that. No, basically, I haven't met him in person. Probably seen a wanted poster, but I haven't met him in person. And they're like, "Hey, can we pay you tribute of money?" And I think Beckman's probably saying like, "Hey, we don't have that kind of system, but your life." So it goes down to basically, oh my god, Kid stupid ass. Kid was like, like I only basically bet that if we lose, right? And it just shows Shanks looking off at the side, and we have a break. And we need a break after this. Anytime Shanks shows up, we need a 2-week break. But it says that, we have a break after that. Whew. Woo. Here we go. This is a good rant. Not a bad, angry rant, but a good rant. Here's the thing. Off rip, unless, and I'm putting so much salt and emphasis on this, unless Kid has learned real hockey in the short time period from Wano to up until now, there's no way in hell he's going to get towards Shanks. And even if he does, Shanks will probably, oh my god. Kid and Law right now are utterly fucking screwed. But Kid has a more screwed up stick than Law has. Even with Awakening, I'm pretty sure Shanks, let alone Beckman, or I saw, oh my fucking god. Kid's getting his ass beat. I do not see no possible outcome of Kid winning this little war that's finna happen between him and Shanks. It has been said way back then on X-Men Days of Future Past, or whichever one, when Emma Frost said that shit. A war.
Excellent question. Though I wouldn't call it a war exactly. That suggests both sides stand an equal chance of winning.
And just to rewind back even more to this whole thing of the chapter and all that stuff, let's just kind of push it back a little bit more. In the beginning of this chapter, Luffy, Zoro, Kaku, and Luffy, Zoro, Kaku, and Lucci. Them teaming up, I mean, as I said way in the beginning when this arc first started, I said that basically this is nothing but Punk Hazard 2.0. Luffy and them are there. They are dealing with a supernova, which happened to be Bonnie. They're on this damn island that is frozen, which is Egghead, which is frozen in the beginning. Now they're in like warm climate stuff. And now they're teaming up with a government official. They got their ass handed to them. And that's pretty much what it is of Lucci and Kaku. This is basically Punk Hazard 2.0. That's pretty much it. Just with a more greater scale basically put on there. But them teaming up, I mean, like I said, it was just little action. Like I said, it's been like this for the past couple of chapters. It's been little to none action in it. It's been mostly just explaining certain parts of like Egghead and certain factions and all that stuff. Get like a little shock value here and there. But like, that's pretty much it. The meat and potatoes of this chapter was Shanks. Completely. Like, there's not that much to really go off of on Luffy and Lucci and them fighting the Seraphim. They're just gonna fight them. I mean, it's gonna probably prove like where Luffy and Zoro stands at between the Seraphim and CP0, but that's pretty much it. I think like the biggest power scale, if they do fight, will be between Kizaru and Saturn. But that's pretty much it. Like, the main meat and potatoes of this chapter, as I said again, is Shanks. But even even the fucking Vegapunk being in jail, even that wasn't that much to really just harp on to. It's just Vegapunk got his ass whooped and put in jail. So pretty much we're playing amongst us. There's a traitor amongst the group. Now, my theory is, as far as a traitor amongst the group, I think it's not a traitor amongst the group as far as being known. I think one of the Vegapunks is hacked by the Gorosei. That's what I think is going on. I think Saturn, because if you look back in the last chapter before this, Saturn, that mysterious figure that was in the screen that was trying to get to Vegapunk 1, if you really look at that outline close enough, that's pretty much Saturn. So Saturn probably got some type of ability where he can just appear in front of you or do shit from a distance. I don't fucking know. Either way I go, I for one think that the Vegapunk, along with his clones right now, as a theory, I think they all are just innocent, and if anything, I think one of them is hacked and don't even know it, because all the Vegapunks are with all the Straw Hats and they're being attacked. But then again, this is older. He can pull some shit out of his fucking ass and it'll make perfect sense because we don't know nothing no more than what he's telling us. As far as the ships pulling up on the island, it's going to be a big ass incident on that island. Like, there's probably going to be little to nothing left, along with the people on the island and all that stuff. There's not that much you can really say about that island. Well, at least not now. Now, as far as the meat and potatoes of this shit, Oda said a couple of chapters back, I think at the beginning of Egghead Island, where he said, and I said it in one of my One Piece reviews too, is that he said this person and this person might fight. I hope it don't lead to a Royal Rumble. So that can be easily applied to what's currently going on right now, which is basically Kid and Shanks could be fighting, which I would love to see how that turns out, literally. And they fight can last all the way up to when Luffy and them leave Egghead Island and be like right there en route to Elbaf. Now, mind you, that between Blackbeard and Law and Kid and Shanks, there is a time difference. So, in the chapter that we had, like a little chapter before, it showed Kid pulling up at Elbaf. This can be, this Kid and Law situation could be happening at the same time on obviously in two different places. So Kid, Law, and Luffy, all this shit can be happening all at once, but in different places. So as usual, just like it was when Luffy and Law teamed up and they overthrew Dressrosa, overthrew Dressrosa and all that stuff. At the same time, Kid did what he did, like Kid and Kid, Hawkins, and Apu, and the rest of the Kid, Hawkins, Apu, and Killer, they made their alliance. So these was two different type of things that was going on at the same time and reported. But obviously in our time, in real life, IRL, Oda's giving this to us in different weeks. But in One Piece time, this is probably going on. All of this is probably going on at the same time. So the routes that Kid, Luffy, and Law took, they all went their separate ways, and they all came out at the same time. Like, okay, we're out of Wano's shores. So now we're out of Wano's shore. Blackbeard what you doing? And of course, Shanks is like,
I know that ain't who I think it is.
So, I think, theory-wise, I think that basically, as far as Law goes, Law's gonna survive. If we see Blackbeard in the future of the One Piece manga, the only way we can confirm that Law lost is if fucking Blackbeard pulls up and say room, or someone else has Law's power. That's the only way we're going to confirm that Law lost. With that being said, within the theory of me saying that, the theory that other pops up is that Law and Blackbeard are going to be fighting, and Garp is going to show up. Garp is going to show up right when all that fighting is happening. There's going to be a chance for Law to escape. Or probably team up and win. I don't know. But right now, as I see it now, because we haven't seen exactly, besides him just punching fucking air, we have not really seen exactly what Blackbeard can really do. He did an ornament with Seraphim Mihawk, and that was at one point. And then, like I said, he did some other Quake fruit, and that's pretty much it. His durability is still the same, if not increased, because it is Blackbeard. He is a dumbass. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's something I think that can really happen. Or Law gets saved by somebody else that we have like that probably come back in the story. Like probably somebody from the Roger. Probably remember, Scarborough has yet to make an appearance. And I'm pretty sure if Rayleigh is fucking still walking free around, I'm pretty sure Scarborough is walking free around. So those are the two options. Law gets saved by someone, or just miraculous, like Law gets saved by someone, or Garp comes in while the fight is going on and intervene in the fight, and then probably Law and Garp team up and beat Blackbeard. Now, as far as this fight going with Kid, yeah. So here's the thing: Kid has the jigga fruit, or the magnetic fruit. He can pretty much, repel and do all this other magnets. He's basically Magneto. His awakened devil fruit is basically like he can like take the iron and the blood and stuff and make you a magnet and make all the stuff come towards you and all that stuff. We seen what his devil fruit power is, and we seen what it's like when it's awakening. Here's it is with Shanks. Shanks don't give a fuck about none of that. Shanks has a quote-unquote flame sword. He has he is known as the observation killer. So it prevents other people from using observation hockey to see into the future. Let's not forget he dueled with Hawkeye on a daily basis before losing his goddamn arm. Let's not forget that he stopped Kaido ass, which fucking Kid has barely even made a scratch on this man. Not even made a scratch. Kid didn't do shit to Kaido. But like what? Slammed him? That was it. Oh my god. And mind you, it's confirmed in this chapter. Now, I have to be that guy. And I have to say, basically, like, when Lucky Roo said that, basically, like, look who's talking to Ben Beckman, I wonder who they hold the grudge against the most, that's implying that, yeah, he's talking about you. So it's implying that Ben Beckman took Kid's arm. So it's implying that Ben did that shit. And if Ben Beckman took Kid's arm, Joe, Kid, you are not fucking with Shanks. Like, not. But anywhere I go, it could be somebody else. It could be somebody else. I'm just being that guy putting it out there because Oda does that a lot. When we think that it's something, it's not that. And it's this that we just overlook. So it could be Ben, it could be somebody else. Mind you that Kid has a clean cut on his arm. Like, it's gone. No, like, we haven't even seen what the arm looked like. No sign of, like, tear or rippage or anything like that. So for all we know, his arm is gone. It's gone completely. His forearm, gone. Not his whole arm, just his forearm. His forearm is gone. That was taken. And Killer even said to Kill, like, Joe, last time we fought these motherfuckers, you ain't even see Shanks. We didn't even get a chance to see him. His crewmates beat our ass. This time, you may not just lose an arm. You might lose more than that. Kid grabs his arm on some that goddamn Whitebeard. When Whitebeard looked at Shanks, he said, every time I look at you, Shanks, it makes that wound that bastard Roger gave me ache even more. Kid is going through the same shit right now. And Shanks just walks, and Shanks just walk over there like, Joe, like, Kid, oh yeah, I'm ready to go. And fucking Shanks just looking at his ass like, oh, fuck it, we was just about to leave. Now, I have a theory with this too as well, is that, now it's a theory. I have a theory that just off the hair alone, just reaching out there, I really do think like Shanks is either Kid's dad or somewhat related to like a bloodline. I don't know. There's something deep with Kid and Shanks. Like, out of all the Yonko, Kaido, at the time, Kaido, Big Mom, Shanks, and Whitebeard, at the time, you chose to go after him. And then when Whitebeard died, you're still fixated on this nigga. You done destroyed Big Mom's ship and stole a piece of me and stole a copy of the Rogue Poneglyph. But yet you still go after Shanks. Why are you going after him? So, it's something to be, it's something to really be harped on. The chances of Kid winning this fight is damn near the same chances that Law said of beating Kaido. Chances are less than 1. I'm sorry, kid. You are taking this L, Joe. We on a break right now, and if we come back from this break and they don't show a lick of this fucking fight, of course, obviously, fans are going to be mad. But we need to see this shit, Joe. We really need to see this shit. We really do, because reputations is on the line when it comes to Kid, Law, Shanks, and Blackbeard. Reputations are on the line. If either one of these factions survive, the other faction is going to take a major fucking damn dent in their piracy. They really are. As I said before, and I will say it again. I know it don't apply to them, but shit, Pirate Code. In order to fight a Yonko, you need permission. Right? That's the saying, right? As far as the Marines. That's the Marine Code. This is the new saying. In order to survive in the new world, you either going to align yourself with the Yonko or you're going to go against them. There is no in between. And Law and Kid, whether they survive or not, they are going to find out the hard way what it is like yet again to go against a fucking
This nigga
Yonko.
gonna die.